Yo, what up, what up, what up? This is my confessional. 6'3" black male. And I'm gonna confess about one time when I was a very shitty friend. Okay, I had this friend named, we'll just call him James. I had this friend James, right? Me and James met back in 91, and we were the only two black dudes hanging with a bunch of Mexican and a couple of white dudes. And me, I'm 6'3". At the time, I was probably 250. Well, James was like 6'5", maybe 315. So he's bigger than me. And we were the two biggest guys in the little crew. Well, we ended up getting real tight, and we ended up being a force too big, strong, down to fight motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So we'll go out, and if we got into it with some dudes, we got into it with them, but we beat them down. You know what I mean? Never lost. Well, we used to work together um, at a strip club, bouncers. So one night at work, we had this bartender. We'll call her Becky. Becky, real pretty face, not much in the breast area, but a big booty. And she used to flirt a lot. She went to school with James from like third grade. At this time, we were, what, 28? Um, well, Becky, all of a sudden one night we're just sitting there chilling. Ain't really nothing going on in the club. She comes up to me. She was like, "What are you doing this weekend?" I didn't have a car at this time. She's like, "What are you doing this weekend?" I was like, "Probably just chilling at home, whatever." She said, "You want to come over and drink a little bit?" I'm like, "Yeah. And now I'm about to tell her, I ain't got no way to get there. But James, out of nowhere, he's like, "Yeah, I'll bring him. He ain't got no car." She's like, "That's cool. I can pick him up." "No, I'll bring him. So Becky had a sister, Tina. They used to live together, had quite the reputation. Um, Being easy, to be honest. So I'm thinking, well, yeah, James hook up with Tina, I hook up with Becky, boom, boom, whatever. Okay, so the night comes, Friday. We've been hanging out all day, me and James. We go pick up some Captain Morgan, a bottle of Carlo Rossi, and I think a case of beer. James really didn't drink or smoke, so you know, I was like, boom, he a lightweight, or he gonna be the only sober dude there. So we get there, and we start drinking, and it's just me, her, and James, right? So we drinking, dude, and long story short, James got drunk, passed out, vomited on himself. Now he had been trying to hit Becky up all night, but he's out of there. I had got to the point where okay, he blocking, so I'm just gonna drink and get toe back, smoke a little bit, boom. So James passes out. Me and Becky talking. I just reached out and touched her, and she embraced that touch. Now here's the crazy thing, though. I don't know if, well, I know we had sex because of all the signs, but I was so drunk, dude. I don't remember. Let me tell you how it went. Becky was kind of a tomboy. She had rims sitting in her bedroom, right? She was gonna get put on a car. Okay, she's in the bedroom waiting on me. I am so drunk, dude. She comes out of the bedroom. She's like, "You ready?" I remember that. I was like, "Hell yeah!" So I started heading toward the back to her bedroom, and I look to my left, and I say, "I see this guy," and I go, "What you about to do, nigga?" "I'm about to go get some ass," and start laughing. And then I walked off, went in the room, Next thing I remember waking up, looking up, seeing a rim, going like, where the hell am I? Because I had never been in the room before that. And then I turn and I look, and she's laying beside me. And I pull the covers up, and she's naked. I'm naked. I'm like, oh. But James is laying on the other side of her, fully clothed, covered in dry vomit. Becky wake up. She look at me, and she's in the same situation I'm in. She's like, dude, did we fuck? And I'm like, I think so. And she reached down and she touched herself between her legs, and she's like, yeah, we did. Well, let's go to me being a shitty friend, right? I kind of feel like James was a shitty friend first. So me and Becky hooked up. We talking about hooking up that night. Me and James leave on the way to the house, and this is my boy, and she was just a chick. So on the way to the house, he says, hey man, I gotta talk to you about something. I'm like, I bet. So this nigga pulls into a subdivision that was being built. Nobody out there. And I'm looking at his face, and he looked a little upset. So I'm thinking, what the hell this dude tripping about? And he goes, nigga, I've been in love with that girl since the 3rd grade. I mean, he started crying. Dude, I ain't know how to handle that. I had never been around nothing like that. So I'm thinking he playing. So I'm like, nigga, you don't shut your ass up. And he looked, and dude had real boo-hoo tears in his eyes, right? So I go, wow. And he tells me how he's been in love with this girl and how bad it hurt him that me and her had sex, and I was his boy, and that wasn't gonna change, but you know, he might have to pull away from her, and da da da. And they were good friends, and I'm a good friend at the time, I think. So I said, you know what? I didn't say it to him, but I said it to myself. I'm gonna pull out of this. So when I get home, I called her and I told her what happened, and she said, "Oh, but I'm not interested in him like that." And then I let her know, you know, that's my boy, and he was hurt, and so we came to the mutual agreement that we would pull back from what we was doing, even though we didn't remember. So we just made a deal. We're gonna hit the shit one last time, and that's it, because we don't remember. So she comes and picks me up not even 2 hours after I got dropped off at home. I go back over there, bang her out, boom. It was good, both ways. And she was like, man, you sure you want to stop? And I had to, though. That's my boy. But I'm not going to lie, I'm petty. So I go back home and I'm sitting there and I'm like really mad because James had an old lady, but he was wanting this chick too. I was single. Dude, how you trying to have it all, dude? You got a lady at home and now you want this chick we work with. So one night we was at his house drinking and he had to go to work and I didn't. So he wasn't drinking. He went to work. And I'm there with his old lady, right? Which we had done several times. She was like part of the crew. So he didn't mind her hanging around with the fellas, especially if he trusted you. Well, I'm sitting there the whole time just drinking, not thinking about nothing. And she starts talking about the girl. She don't like her, right? And I told her, I said, well, you know, I pulled away from her though. Ain't nothing there. And then she let me know she wanted to fuck, basically. She said, I want to tell you something I don't want you to tell James. And she told me. And me, I just thought, I'm going to hit this motherfucker just because he want everything. I done hit the one he want, now I'm going to hit the one he got. Petty. I hit it. Boom. Dude, the first night I hit it, right? We at his house, we've been drinking. He called. I'm on it when he called. She answers the phone. Said she had a breath because she's chasing a dog, whatever. And then he let her know he was getting off early and he was on his way home. So this chick, now we in his house. This chick's so scandalous and I'm so scandalous that we finished fucking. And I nutted in her, not thinking. But she didn't get pregnant, so but she runs to the bathroom like a couple minutes before he pulled in. She comes out and she's wiping off with this towel. I heard the sink come on. She washed up. She's wiping off with this towel, right? So we hear him pull in. She runs back in the bathroom, put the towel up, run to the bedroom, put some clothes on. Now she's dressed coming out of the bedroom by the time he gets in the front door. I'm sitting there sweating, but they didn't have central air in the summertime. So I'm sitting there sweating. He comes in, he's sweating. And first thing he does is go in the bathroom, grab that towel she just wiped her pussy with, and starts to wipe his face. Shitty friend, dude. But that wasn't the last time I fucked this old lady. So, you want to hear some more about that? Stay tuned. We'll make this a little series, limited series. And I'm going to tell about the times I've been a shitty friend to friends.